Hello and welcome back to the Coaches Show here on 90.1 KBPK. Hey there, I'm Ryan Osborne, joining you here on 90.1 KBPK. You know, normally I start things off at the corner of the end zone here at Hal Scherbeck Field, or maybe even at the 50. But this time it's a little different. I'm strolling in to your view because that's exactly what we did this week. We took a stroll out to the Fullerton College Quad and had the opportunity to talk to other programs around campus that gives students a different perspective or opportunity that they don't necessarily know about when they first start at Fullerton College or at the NOCCD. So it also starts off a brand new program here on the Coaches Show where we talk to other programs here on campus. Why? Well, we want to give the opportunity for students, new or old, who are trying to get back into the educational industry, educational opportunities, to look around and say, hey, you know what? There's some assistance that I can get. There's a little bit of relief I can get here on campus. It's not just about, oh, you go to school, you hope that you have the time to do your work, and then you go back home. These programs here on campus give students the opportunity to be able to further their educational careers. So we wanted to highlight that from now until the end of this semester. So without further ado, let's get over to the Fullerton College Quad where we take a look at the Promise program here at Fullerton College on 90.1 KBPK. So we've been strolling through campus here at Fullerton College, and one thing that we noticed here was this winter wonderland that Fullerton College has been putting on, and one interesting program that not a lot of people know about here on campus. Well, actually, let me introduce you to the person who's behind the table here today, Andrea Sadek. And Andrea, you have the Promise program directly behind us. Not a lot of people know not only what the Promise program is, but also how they can access it.
Thank you for that. So the Promise program provides 2 years of free tuition to first-time college students. Part of the requirements is never having attended college before, being a high school graduate or the equivalent, and being a California resident. So if a student fulfills those 3 requirements, they can become eligible for the Promise program. If you have questions about your eligibility and joining the program, the best way to reach us, access the program, is going to be coming on campus here or going on our website and joining our Zoom drop-in.
When you talk about coming on campus, where's the best place that students can go to find you?
So we have the Promise Center. It's in the 2000 building. We're on the first floor right under the counseling department.
When you look at this program, has there been one specific difficulty that you guys find when you're looking at maybe new high school students, new college students who are trying to find more information?
That's a great question. So I think that navigating college in general can really be difficult and overwhelming with all the information that you have. So the biggest thing for us is that we hold information sessions for students where we answer all of their questions. We also offer one-on-one appointments and go over case-by-case scenarios. So if there's any part of the eligibility that you're uncertain or you want more clarity on, you can always reach out to us and we'll provide you with as much information and support as we can.
When did the Promise program start to make its way to Fullerton College?
So we started in 2017. Originally, we were the Anaheim Pledge. So we only had students from the Anaheim High School. That soon changed in 2019 to the Promise program. So we now accept students from all high schools, regardless of age, of income status. You can join the Promise program if you fulfill those requirements that I mentioned earlier.
When you look at those requirements, if you have a new student who's coming up and saying, hey, you know what, I have a lot of difficulty maybe trying to get onto the internet, maybe trying to make sure that I get my forms in, how do you help them out?
So we ask students if you can come into the Promise Center, and we have laptops. So you can come in with us, sit down, we'll get a laptop for you, put all your information in. There's also a laptop loan program that we connect students to so that not only are they able to fill the Promise forms at home, but they can continue to have access to laptop and internet at home for school purposes.
So this program not only just helps them in terms of helping them financially, but also overall if they have needs just entering college.
Yes. So we try to connect them with as many resources as possible. Even if a student does not qualify for the Promise program, we will always do our best to continue to support. Whether it's academic or personal, we want to be there for you every step of the way.
When you look at a time like this where you're at the Winter Wonderland here at Fullerton College, is there an opportunity that you can kind of look at new students and say, hey, not only do we have a chance to say, hey, go to this Zoom meeting, go to this building, but let me person to person explain what we can do for you?
So currently, our office is open Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 5 p.m. Students can come in person, ask their questions, get to know us, meet the coaches and the mentors that are part of the program. As we transition more to in-person services in the spring, there'll be more opportunities and events for that connection.
A lot of students always looking for those counseling appointments. Do you need an appointment to end up going to the Promise program?
So currently, Wednesdays and Thursdays, walk-in. You can walk in. If you would like to make an appointment, you may, but come as you are.
Is there a website that students can say, hey, I want to go there and be able to learn a little bit more?
Yes. Our website is promise.fullcall.edu.
Well, thank you very much, Andrea. Here on the Coaches Show, once again, that is the Promise program here on campus. Go ahead and check it out. We've been strolling through campus, and actually, let's continue our stroll. Not only are we going to talk to coaches in just a little bit, we're also going to give you a little bit more information on vaccination opportunities here at Fullerton College. So let's get to Mark Pavlovich, and then after Mark, we'll head out to Scherbeck Field and talk to the coaches.
So this is why you end up getting the shot, especially when you're an older guy and you're in the vulnerable category like I am with type 2. And the reason I'm getting the shot too is not only for myself, but it's for those that are around me. So a lot of people keep forgetting that, you know, everybody thinks about themselves, but if I don't contract the disease, I can't pass on the disease. And that's the thing, that's why I wear the mask with everybody else at KBPK, which is something that everybody should do. We saw it last night at a sporting event that it was required and everybody did not wear their mask last night. So when you have these opportunities, be it a student here at Fullerton College, a professor at Fullerton College, or staff at Fullerton College, you should take advantage of this to make sure you stay healthy and keep everybody around you healthy.
All right, and can I grab an address?
That's why nobody can forge my checks, because nobody can read my signatures. That's it.
I actually kind of like it. All right, so on this side you're good.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move on to the next side.
Okay. See, and there's a young woman that's, you know, making the correct decision to get this taken care of, being a student here at Fullerton College?
I graduated from here.
Okay. And you're currently attending?
I graduated from Cal State Fullerton last fall.
Okay. An alumni of Ryan Osborne's?
Like it on your left or right side?
Well, I'll take it on my right side. Since I'm right-handed, it gives me an excuse not to do anything else today if I can't move the arm. So
you're good to go?
Good.
So you just go on ahead to that station over there and he'll administer the shot.
okay, thank you. Let's go. I'll try not to cry too hard. Oh, see, there's another Fullerton person getting the shot. Thank you, sir. Thanks for letting me know I could get it done now, because I would have been disappointed to find out I could have gotten it and I didn't. So Moderna, part 3.
You ready for your booster shot, right?
I am, sir. Yes.
All right. Well, then the reaction will be on your first 2 shots.
I did not. No. I got them both at St. Jude's,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no reaction on either one of them. I was a little warm after the one,
Okay, just relax.
but I went to work that day anyway,
Okay.
and my temperature was like about 99.
For how long?
I can't tell you.
99 is good. Not that bad.
I didn't even cry for you guys on that. He gives a heck of a shot, guys. I didn't even feel that. That was perfect. Thank you.
You good? Do you have a seat over there for 15 minutes?
For how long?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
I appreciate you telling me.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, let's go sit here for 15 minutes. Are they serving breakfast?
I haven't saved them
Is this where I get my bacon and eggs because I got my shot? That's what they told me.
Did you just get your shot?
I got my third one, yeah. I just got my booster shot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out for about 15 minutes, and then after we'll go ahead and process it and give you your gift card and everything.
Oh, listen. Oh,
We want to make sure you're A-okay.
So as Mark gets set to take his 15 minutes after getting that booster, we give you a couple of facts about the COVID-19 vaccine. As you see up there on your screen, it can help you prevent from getting COVID-19 or at least becoming seriously ill or dying due to strictly COVID-19. Some side effects, sure they happen, but overall the benefits that you can get from getting your vaccine to not only help yourself, but also help those around you most absolutely overweigh any of those side effects. For more information, or if you want to find a vaccine near you where you can get that opportunity to get a vaccine, check out that website, go to that hotline as well. Also check out the Fullerton College webpage, as that has a lot more information on how you can not only get vaccinated, but also help out in your community around the immediate area of Fullerton College as well. So let's get it back over to Mark as he comes back with his 15 minutes.
So I got my booster, and I want to thank Fullerton College for that. I think it's important that everybody looks out for their fellow classmates, their fellow professionals, and go through this. I hope this is a large day of people getting shots. I know a lot of people are going to be resistant to getting number 1, number 2, and or the booster, but they need to realize that it is a public health issue, and it's not just about you. It's about your fellow students. I have a young man sitting to my right that got his shot, and everybody needs to realize that that's what it's all about. So, hopefully we'll get enough people out here that will get their boosters, and at the end of the day, we'll all be feeling better and be taken care of. I work with Ryan Osborne and Joseph Pavlovich, and the last thing I would ever want to hear from either one of them is, Mark, you should have told me that you were infected with COVID and now I'm sick. And that would break my heart if that ever happened. So be like the old guy here on 90.1 KBPK. Take time out, think about your fellow citizen, and get that shot. Wear that mask till the day comes and everybody says, okay, it's now step 5. We're all okay and we can all do what we've done in the past. So come on out, get your shot, come back to school. We miss you on campus, and being safe and sound will allow all of us to go back close to where we were once before. Here on 90.1 KBPK.
So you just heard from Mark Pavlovich, the voice of the Fullerton College Hornet football team over at the Quad here at Fullerton College. That was an opportunity that you saw for Fullerton College students and people around the community to get their opportunity to have a vaccination or a booster if so needed here on campus. So as we switch it back over to the coaches portion of this coaches show, let's get set to talk with the football team. We are here with Coach Phil Austin. And Coach Austin, one thing that's been a theme about this entire show this week has been not only the Hornet family, but different opportunities afforded to student athletes who wouldn't necessarily have them. You were talking to me earlier this season about student athletes and how you yourself and also your staff give them the opportunity as student athletes to not only succeed on the field but off the field. When you look at this football team, how do you make sure that these student athletes go from not just football players but to overall well-improved, full-rounded men after?
Well, I think that's the beauty with football. You have you're part of a team, you're also part of a unit, you're part of an offense or a defense. So you kind of have like that hierarchy kind of thing, a ranking kind of thing, and just all the things you learn, the discipline, the structure, showing up on time, all those little things that makes a good football team are also the things that help you be successful in life. So when you can get the student athletes to start to harness in on that, like we're to the point now where if we have 11 o'clock meetings, the door locks at 11 o'clock, and everyone wants me to lock that door. They're like, Coach, 11:01, don't let them in. When before it was kind of like, they didn't really care. The guys are walking in 1-2 minutes late. So it's like those little details that help you be successful in life, and they also help you be successful on the football team. Being coachable, you know, sometimes a coach is going to ride you hard, you know, just like a manager or owner might, you know, someone that owns a business, we take it just as serious. So I think all the structure that you get from football, and the good thing about the whole college system is, you know, every year after your freshman year, you need to be 25% done with your major. And then after your sophomore year, in order to be eligible your third year, you got to be halfway done, and then 75. So by the time you play, like when I was done after my senior year and I got ready for like combines and all that and workouts and stuff like that, by the time I realized I wasn't going to the NFL, I was graduating, you know. So that was the only way that was going to happen, is if I had the structure of football and to make it. And I think a lot of these kids, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of them probably wouldn't go to college if it wasn't for football. So that's a big aspect of why they're here. And if they're not going to class, if they're not handling business in school, I tell them they're wasting their time. There's no point of us playing you if you're not in it for the long haul.
Well, Coach, I mean, you mentioned that, and a lot of athletes, that first instinct as soon as they leave high school is, well, the next school that I'm going to go to, I'm just going to play ball. Figure it out afterwards, but I'll play ball. Mm-hmm. How do you take that instinct and turn it into a work ethic?
It starts from the veterans, the guys that have been here, the guys that have seen the other guys come through and seen their work ethic and what it brings. And it's all relative. The guys that take care of business in school, the guys that come out here and work hard, are the guys that sign scholarships, you know, and it all trickles down. And so you got to have a system where your second year guys, you know, they put stamps on everything that we say. If we say, hey, if you guys work hard, you get a scholarship. And the sophomores can say to the freshmen, hey, they serious. All the guys that came out last year, they all got out. They're all doing their thing. And, you know, once we're your coach, we're always going to be your coach. You know, I still talk to Ross and Steele and all the guys that are playing on the next level and moved on. I still communicate with them. Whenever their games are on, I'll record it, and I'll still be hard on them, you know. Me and Troy Leverage went back and forth a couple of times about some plays I didn't like he was doing at Texas State. So it's a beautiful thing to see these guys move on, and now some of them are owning businesses. A lot of them, a ton of them are fathers and husbands, and that's really what it's all about at the end of the day.
To see them go from guys who are just fresh into your program into those guys that, like you mentioned, contact you afterwards and say, hey, Coach, I want that criticism. What can you give me for this week? Yeah. How does it make you feel as a coach seeing them go from A to B?
It's amazing. I mean, it's why I'm here. You know, I've had other opportunities in the past, and I always felt at home at this level, because I feel like the players are so much more appreciative. And even the ones that slip through the cracks, and ones that you kick off the team or they quit and you don't see them again for a while. You know, I just had a kid that hit me up who was on the team in 2008. And he hit me up on Facebook and was like, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. And I thought something had happened. And he said, I just want to apologize for how I was acting. And now I'm a father, and I have my young son is coming up, and I see a lot of the same things that I was doing. And I just had to reach out and apologize and say thank you for everything you did. And that's what it's all about. And every few years I'll get those calls, you know, from guys that I think hated me, you know, and they're like, Coach, I love you, thank you, you know, thank you for being hard on me. And you know, all the things that we do here, you know, in order for them to be successful with me, it's all the things that they need to be successful in the business world and in the family world, and being a dad and being a parent, you know, being a good son to their parents and all that. Everything's relative.
But Coach, I mean, when you mention that, you've talked about it multiple times, especially with this team. You have guys who you look to and you say, this is a leader, and I have the opportunity to give him leadership roles. I mean, just a few moments ago, seeing guys like Jalen, seeing guys like Junior who have that opportunity to, even something as simple as leading the guys in a stretch, but it gives them that chance to actually say, hey, I'm a leader, let me lead this team in practice before a game.
Yeah, it's awesome. And with this team, we're really seeing real leadership evolve, you know, especially in my group. Like today, I got a phone call, a college coach called asking about some players, so I had to step out of the meeting. and the meeting didn't miss a beat. Jordan Wright got up on the projector and we started going through the plays, and I was talking to a coach forever. By the time I came back, they had broken it out. They had went over all the plays. They had watched all the practice and figured it all out. I said, hey, was there any issue plays that you saw that you guys couldn't figure out? They're like, nope, we had it all down. And there's even a play today that came up, a scenario that came up that I wanted to show them today. And when I showed it to them, they said, oh, coach, we already got a call for that. And I said, wow, I must be doing something right, you know, and then you set the standard early. And then the leaders, they take that standard and they make the rest of the team hold up to it. And I talked about when I was at UCLA with like Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks and Jordan Zumwalt and those guys, and how they used to joke with each other, but they were staying on each other. Like, hey, you weren't running the ball on that play. And they kind of like mess with each other, and it's almost like a competition, you know. Who are you trying to be great today or not? You know, and they would push each other every day. And I see some of the same things with this group, you know, the group on defense especially, which, you know, I'm with all the time. You know, we have leaders emerge that you just don't even expect, you know, and sometimes it takes time. It's hard to buy in at junior college level. You know, everyone's here for a scholarship, but it's great when you see leaders start to emerge and hold up our standard that is going to make them successful later on, not just with us.
And Coach, if you want to mention leaders who you weren't expecting, you look at the different ways that people lead. Some are a little bit more outspoken. Some just lead by example. Some decide that they're not going to speak. They're just going to go and make sure that they keep everyone accountable.
Yeah.
How do you manage different leadership roles when you have different personalities?
Well, we do have like a leadership council where we meet once a week with Coach Crooks and myself and Coach Campbell, the head coach, to kind of like harness everything in and let them have a voice, let them speak on things that they have issues with. And I think just starting that kind of, where we could kind of, you know, nurture it and let it develop. But we've had guys, and then everyone that comes to that meeting has to say something. They have to speak up or say something. So you got guys like Junior, who's naturally a quiet guy. He's starting to be more vocal. You know, he was more of a lead by example, do everything right kind of guy. Same thing with Brandon Rankins. He's a soft-smoking guy that's really starting to come out of his shell, and you know, he's leading the group and stretching, and he's getting guys pumped up, and he's yelling and screaming, and we never thought we'd see Rankins do that. He was always so quiet. So it's all part of their development, individually and collectively as a team, you know. So you got guys that start to emerge as leaders that maybe you didn't expect, but you want all of them to have some sort of leadership ability or some type of big brother for the younger guys, or the younger guys need to learn how to follow the lead of maybe a guy that's only a year or two older than them that's trying to help you, you know, be able to take criticism from guys like that. Like Christian Cross, you know, the guys have been ragging on him and giving him a hard time all year, and there's been times where he's kind of been down, and I'm like, Chris, let me tell you, if they didn't love you, they wouldn't be so hard on you. They see potential in you. They think you're the next great corner. You know, so that's why they're being so hard on you. So it's kind of, you got to learn how to follow, and then you eventually become that leader, and hopefully you can improve on it, and you have that cycle where you just keep getting better, you keep getting better leaders, and you just go from there.
I mean, Coach, when you look at your program and your guys, one thing that we were talking about here on the Coaches Show earlier, we went out to the Winter Wonderland that they had on campus, which encompassed just a bunch of different programs that students can find and go to help improve their first couple years or first couple semesters at a college program.
Yeah.
When you're looking at your guys, the moment they arrive in your program, how do you make sure that they realize all the resources that they have on campus to help them out?
Well, we're just new to starting to link, you know, our group, you know, the football, athletics with the rest of campus. In the past, there's been all types of rifts, and there's, you know, misconceptions and misunderstandings, and, you know, the academic side and athletic side, sometimes they butt heads, or sometimes there's some fear involved. Sometimes, you know, they might be scared of our guys, or our coaches can be a little aggressive when they talk or when they're dealing with situations. So we've done a good job, I think, as a staff over the last few years, trying to mend that bridge and just learning ourselves what resources we have on campus. So like now we have players on our team that go to counseling, and we have players on our team, obviously, that do financial aid and admissions and records. There's so many different things on campus, you know, whether it's like Umoja or different groups like that, that really can help them out. Library services or tutoring. They just don't know about it. So we have to do a better job of mending, those bridges and reaching out to campus and making them want to come out. So we want them to come out to practice. Like the Umoja counselor wants to come out and watch practice next week. So like little things like that goes a long way. Jerry comes out and he watches practice every day, retired teacher. We're trying to get more teachers just to come out. Like, you don't have to come talk to the team, but just show support, like come out into their field, and show that you're interested, and then we'll start to do that and come over there and visit them and try to, there's so many great resources on all junior college campuses. And we just have to tap into it a little bit better. And I've been getting a lot more involved on campus with committees and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't even know about that I'm like, wow, I need to get my guys over there, So we're doing a much better job. But I think it's something that we constantly need to keep working on, reaching out not just on campus, but in the community too. I think there's a lot of community service and stuff like that that will work both ways. I think community service works both ways. When you're going and volunteering, it helps you with your mental health, and also you're helping out the community and people in need that appreciate it. So,
I mean, Coach, it's actually interesting that you mentioned Umoja. Earlier, we talked to the Kadena Cultural Center, and we've talked to the Umoja Club as well here on campus on KBPK. When you see your guys have the opportunity to go over there, get that sense of family going a little bit more, does it really help them, if you go back to that mental aspect as well, feel at home, not just 100%. On the football field, but at Fullerton?
100%, because we're probably 40-50% out of state, out of area guys that don't have mom and dad, aunts and uncles, and people like them locally. There's some kids that grow up where they went to all African American schools, or they went to all Latin American schools, and their only teachers were one race. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of parts of our country that are still segregated. Not like technically, but pretty much. Yeah. This neighborhood's that, and that neighborhood's that. So there's more of a melting pot here, and they need to see people like them, and not just. I say it all the time, especially when it comes to our black students, they don't just need to see other professional athletes, they need to see just professionals in general. What we do, the Amend Convention, which is awesome, and it has all these, I didn't even know there's all these presidents and ADs and administrators, African American, in the California Community College system. And just seeing them, doctors, professors, and just when our guys get around that, they're just like, oh my God, because they're not used to seeing that, because the big wig in their neighborhood might be selling drugs or doing something else crazy that they think that's where wealth comes from, like doing something the wrong way, and we need to show them that there's other avenues that they could be successful.
Well, thank you, Coach, very much. Good luck against Saddleback.
Thanks for having me. All right, now.
So our theme this week has been students. Student athletes, new students, old students, returning students. That's been the emphasis for the Coaches Show this week on 90.1 KBPK. Directly behind me, you've got student athletes who are preparing for their weekend against Saddleback. That'll be a 1 p.m. game starting at Chappelle Stadium in Yorba Linda. If you want to take a look at that matchup, Corey Nayland, Mark Pavlovich, the two voices of Fullerton College football, will be on our sister station, sportsnetusa.net, again, at 1 p.m. live at Yorba Linda. So, from a former student to yourself watching as well, this has been the Coaches Show on 90.1 KBPK.